Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another installment of the BZA. We'll get started today with a silent prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we'll do a roll call. We'll start with public hearing for a new variance request today, and then we'll go into some discussion about the tabled submission from last time, and we'll go through the rest of the agenda after that.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mr. Shrewsbury?
Here.
Mr. Palma?
Yes.
Mr. Grinnell? Absent. Mr. Long?
Here.
Mr. Whitman? Absent. Mr. Ryba?
Here.
4 present. We have quorum.
Okay, so to start our new variance request, we'll have Mr. Whitney lead us.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Good evening. My name is Vic Whitney. I am legal counsel to the Board of Zoning Appeals. As Mr. Shrewsbury indicated, the first item on tonight's agenda is a public hearing on a variance request of Mr. Jesse Dye at 12 North Morning Street. So this is a public hearing. We do not have a stenographer here tonight. It's my understanding she's under the weather, but nonetheless, it is the hearing is being recorded. So it is a hearing, a public hearing in that regard. So the chairperson in a moment, as begins conducting the hearing, will ask the applicant and then anyone else who wishes to provide any comment or testimony as to that application for the variance on 12 North Morning Street, in turn to approach the lectern over there to provide comment from that location. There's a microphone. Please speak into the microphone slowly and clearly. Again, it's being recorded. We want to make sure that we capture everything. There's no discrepancy as what may or may not have been said. As you first approach the lectern, please state your name and your address into the microphone. So again, we have that recorded should we need to get a hold of you in the future. So anyone that thinks they may wish to offer any comment on this variance request for 12 North Morning Street, nothing, are we talking about the other variance request from last week that was tabled? Just on the 12 North Morning Street variance request. If you would think that you may give testimony, I'm going to ask you to stand right now and raise your right hand. We're going to swear you in. If you choose not to offer any testimony, you don't have to by being sworn in, but in order to give testimony, you will have to be sworn in. Okay, so anyone that might speak on the 12 North Morning Street variance request, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, and under penalty of perjury?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you. And with that, Mr. Chairperson, I will move to admit exhibits prior to turning it back over to you. So I have Exhibit A, which is a 6-page document, which is the variance application submitted by the applicant and the accompanying document submitted with it, including his narrative statement and the plans and photographs of the proposed garage and a copy of the legal description. Exhibit B is a 4-page document, which is the public notice and the mailing and proof of mailing to the affected property owners. And Exhibit C is also a 4-page document, which is the City of Sunbury staff report, was prepared and submitted to the Board of Zoning Appeals prior to the hearing. With that, I will move to admit the exhibits and then turn the hearing over to you, Mr. Shrewsbury.
Hey, before we go to the applicant presentation, we have the staff report.
Sir. Thank you, Mr. Shrewsbury. The applicant is requesting
two individual variances related to the same project, one being a side yard setback reduction from 10 feet to 4 feet, and the other being a building setback reduction from 40 feet from the right-of-way line to 4 feet from the right-of-way line. This is to construct a garage on the south portion of their home, which isn't their home fronts to 12 North Morning, but the south side fronts to East Cherry Street, yes. So they're looking to replace the carport that currently fronts to Cherry Street with a garage, and I will let the applicant take it from there. Please.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jesse Dye. I'm the current homeowner of 12 North Morning Street. One second, let me. Oh, sorry about that. All right. So I'm seeking a variance to build a garage along the southern part of my property that borders East Cherry Street. Based on the elevation of the backyard and it being a corner lot, it's difficult to find a location to build a garage. I'm essentially seeking a variance to replace the existing carport with a new garage. Early in some of the planning, I looked at multiple variances or variations of the garage placement and where to essentially put it. Placing the garage at any other location would drastically increase costs. What I'm essentially trying to do is reuse the existing concrete that's in place. Some of the other designs that I looked at would significantly increase the driveway coming in and drastically increase the cost as well. Also, because of the grade of the backyard, it would all have to be leveled out, which would also increase costs as well. I've spoke with a number of my neighbors and gained their support. Also brought a letter of support from one of my neighbors over on Cherry Street, which is
As an exhibit, if you would.
Yeah.
Let's get that marked as an exhibit, if he's done. Real quick, Mr. Dye, with your permission, I'm gonna mark this letter from Tracy Linneberry
yes,
as exhibit B,
thank you.
and we will. Mr. Shrewsbury move to admit that into the record as well.
Yeah, thank you. So part of the reason of replacing the garage, essentially, I like to work on all my vehicles. Also looking to add additional storage and also increase the property value by replacing the car garage or the carport. Are there any questions?
The 4 feet to the fence line, is my understanding the sidewalk is immediately following the fence line?
That's where I'm having difficulty, and I've kind of reached out to zoning about this. I have a hard time understanding where the property line even begins because of how old the records are. Looking at some of the records from the county, it even predates the sidewalk even being there. So I'm kind of curious if I base it on the fence line that exists right now for the wrought iron fence, which, you know, based on where the carport is right now, it's around 6 feet. So I kind of, you know, gave a ballpark estimate of about 4 feet at that point. The total length of the driveway, however, is pretty close to 20 feet, which is pretty significant. So that's why I thought that the setback would already kind of be okay. So that's why I was having difficulty finding the actual records because of the age of the property.
Do you know how far the garage would be from the sidewalk?
It would be around 6 feet. That's what I would guess. I said 4 feet just to be safe.
In the front of the garage is the same plane that you would have on the current carport.
Yeah, that's already been planed and graded.
Well,
And
I guess that it's not closer to the street than the carport. It's not further away from the street. It's the same distance on the same
I
point.
think it's about the same. If it does vary, it's very minor.
Okay. But the intent is to be basically where it is.
Yeah, yeah. The idea is to reuse the existing concrete that's already in place for the carport. If I do add additional concrete, it'll just be to essentially fit the size of footprint for the new garage.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to reduce costs by essentially reusing the existing concrete.
Or the exterior of the garage, the picture that we have, is that accurately representing the appearance?
It would
What
be
you're
something like
thinking.
a two-stall garage, with storage on the side. One of the things that I'm interested in doing is trying to match the style of the house. So I'm looking at potentially doing a brick facade, along the front and sides.
Okay, so this is just giving us the image of the size, not necessarily the appearance.
Correct.
Okay.
Have we, no, not a question for you, so. I'll ask later.
Okay, any other questions for the applicant?
We have an estimate of when that carport was built.
I honestly don't know. Just eyeballing, I'd probably say maybe early 2000s, maybe late 90s. It doesn't seem too old, but it's definitely got a little bit of rust. So I'm guessing like 20+ years it's been there.
So this would be a big upgrade to the property.
Yes, yes, exactly. That's what I'm kind of seeking. My last property had a garage and I have lots of tools and I have them in my shed right now. And it's a pain going back and forth, working on like my wife's vehicle or anything like that. So I'm trying to get some of that stuff moved into the garage, hopefully alleviate a little bit of that burden. Plus, I might eventually, run some electrical out there and do like, a charging port or something for the car. So try to modernize it.
Okay, any other questions? All right, I don't think we had anybody stand up for public comment.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you should at least ask if there's anyone else.
Is there anybody else that would like to provide public comment? It appears no. Okay. All right,
Can we make a motion to close the public
yes,
hearing?
that's
Yep.
what I was just gonna do.
Move to close the public hearing.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Mr. Ryba,
Yes.
Mr. Long,
Yes.
Mr. Shrewsbury,
Yes,
Mr. Palma,
Yes.
4 yeas.
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, so we'll move into discussion on the variance request from our last meeting that was tabled last month.
So yes, for this variance request, the applicant has requested that this item remain tabled, and I'd like to confirm with the applicant that that is the request. So staff feels the same way, that it should be tabled as well. That is our recommendation as they wait for a full board to present to.
Is there, just out of curiosity, is there a limitation to tabling variance requests? There's no limit.
Notified agreement between the board and the applicant.
Do we need to approve the table?
No, you just, if to the extent the board wishes to let it remain tabled, you wouldn't need to take any action to untable it or anything else. It'll just remain tabled. The date of the next meeting is when?
December 16th.
So it would come back up on December 16th.
So are we in agreement to table this until December?
No objection.
I do not object.
Okay, then we will table this until December.
Yep. Same time, same station, same location. Thanks.
Okay, so now we will have discussion on today's new variance request. Is there anything anybody'd like to talk about? No questions? No concerns?
There seems to be an easement on this property of some sort, right? Because the sidewalk Do we know where the property line is?
Based on the survey I found, which is the applicant stated was from a long time ago, I couldn't verify the accuracy, so I went to the auditor. Based on the auditor's site, it seems like that sidewalk is the edge of the property line.
Which side of the sidewalk?
The northern side of the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Oh, his side of the sidewalk.
Yes,
Okay.
closer to the house.
So the carport today is roughly 4 to 6 feet from his property.
That is correct.
Any other questions? Um, Would anybody like to make a motion
I'll make the motion. To approve
to approve as requested?
as requested. Second.
Mr. Palma,
Yes.
Mr. Ryba,
Yes.
Mr. Shrewsbury,
Yes.
Mr. Long,
No.
All right, so just as a reminder, the requires 4 votes for approval, so motion denied.
Okay. So we need a motion to close the meeting.
Do we need to approve the minutes from last?
Oh, that's right. We do need to approve the minutes from last time. Okay, do we have a motion to approve the minutes from October 21st?
So moved. I'll make the motion to approve the minutes from the 21st.
Okay.
Second.
Mr. Palma,
Yes.
Mr. Ryba,
Yes.
Mr. Long,
Yes.
Mr. Shrewsbury,
Yes.
4 yeas, minutes approved.
Okay. Motion to close our meeting today.
If I could just add one thing, I think the chairman asked me about this in the beginning of the meeting. We do have 2 vacancies on the Board of Zoning Appeals, terms that will expire at the end of the year. So Mr. Long and Mr. Grinnell are the 2 expiring vacancies. So that notice is out at the moment. So we'll look for council to make some reappointments. So again, if the 2 members are interested in reserving, please let us know that, but we'll also be accepting other public applications. Thank you.
Make a motion to close our meeting.
Second.
Mr. Shrewsbury,
Yes.
Mr. Palma,
Yes.
Mr. Long,
Yes.
Mr. Ryba,
Yes.
4 yeas, we are adjourned.
Thank you, everybody.